Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So as somebody who was born and raised and lived 43 years in the state of California before moving to Nevada, it takes a lot to shock or surprise me when it comes to gun control. But this shocked me. This is the worst gun control that I have absolutely ever seen. And we're going to talk about it today, including the craziest of the parts. So let's go ahead and get to it. This video is proud to be sponsored by Infinite Defense and the Gen 2 Infinity Target. The Infinity Target is a self-healing target that still allows you to identify your shots. Instead of walking up here and covering up 40 holes with pieces of tape or stapling up a new target, all you have to do is hit it with a can of spray paint and you're good to go all over again. The Infinity Target will take up to 110 rounds per square inch, so this thing's going to last you a long time, and it is much safer than steel up close. So you can see here, you can still identify your shots. I peppered all over with the 9mm and then got tighter groups with my 223. Only thing I need to do now, simply cover it up. Now I don't suggest you use red like I did, I suggest you use white, but if you want a tip for having some fun at night, all you have to do is hit this thing with some glow in the dark spray paint, a little bit of light, and you'll be able to see it at nighttime from distance. So if you guys are interested, I will put a link down to these Infinity targets down below. Check it out. These are the last targets you guys will need. So with that being said, let's get to the video. Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here. Now, back in California, when they implemented background checks for ammunition, I thought this is the worst, right? This is the worst it's gonna get. Pretty much everything there is banned. Everything's gotta be registered. Everything requires a background check. I mean, it's as bad as it gets, I thought. Until I saw Massachusetts Bill HD 4420, which actually has a requirement, get this, that you register your magazines. I couldn't believe it when I first heard it, so I had to look it up. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it actually says in the bill, which is probably going to pass. Now, it actually mentions feeding devices multiple times in this bill and how they must be registered. So it says here, all firearms and feeding devices possessed in the Commonwealth must be registered in accordance with this section. All firearms and feeding devices purchased, acquired, manufactured, or assembled in the Commonwealth shall at the time of purchase, acquisition, manufacture, or assembly be registered unless the firearm is imported by a new resident moving into the Commonwealth, in which case they'll give you 60 days to register everything that you brought in. Now, it even says here in paragraph B, the registration of all firearms and feeding devices shall be via real-time electronic system developed and maintained by the Department of Criminal Justice Information Services, and at a minimum include the following information: name, address, contact information of registrant, etc. So you're probably asking yourself, how do they expect people to register these when they don't even have a serial number? Well, that's the kicker, isn't it? They expect you to have them serialized. So you're going to have it serialized, then register it, and that's going to be added to everything else in their database so that they have access to everything that you own. Now, on top of that, this bill pretty much covers everything else. Everything will be regulated. Just about everything will be banned. They left no stone unturned. There is no corner of the gun control spectrum that hasn't been covered. There is no gray area. This is the tightest gun control package that I've ever seen. And what's sad is it's coming from one of those original freedom states, right? One of the states that founded this country, you know, where freedom sprung up and grew out. And now all of a sudden, somehow it's turned into one of the most anti-freedom states that we have in this country. You know, to think that originally there were people there who believed in freedom and independence. And I know those people still exist there. That's why I'm making this video. But the fact that you have politicians there who don't believe in that same liberty, in that same freedom, they don't believe in those things anymore. What's happened is a complete 180. And this is what the Constitution was designed for. It was designed to protect us from governments exactly like that. The government that wants complete control, the government that wants to get into your business, the government that wants you to basically give up your natural rights. The Constitution was put in place to protect our natural rights. So obviously, I believe what they're doing is completely unconstitutional based on several amendments in the Bill of Rights. But that's what they're going to do anyway. That's what a lot of these states do. They just basically circumvent the Constitution and just simply pass it anyway, and then they let it linger in court for who knows how many years. And the people in the meantime are the ones that suffer because for some reason law enforcement decides to go along with it and they enforce it. And so as long as it's being enforced, people are getting in trouble, and it creates an entire mess. So again, this is one of the most extreme bills that I have ever seen, and something that we need to keep an eye on, because if it happens in this state, that means that it could start spreading. You might see it happen in other states: New York, California, Illinois, Jersey, Hawaii. I mean, who knows? They may not have thought of that. And so now they're looking at their books going, maybe we could institute some type of magazine deal as well. And that's where the whole domino effect starts to happen, and you start seeing this stuff across the country. So if you guys are interested, I will put a link to HD 4420 down below. I suggest you read it. It will absolutely blow your mind. It is, again, the worst I have ever seen. And that's, coming from California. So anyway, I wanted to let you guys know about that, and I want to thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.